just enough to hear the sound. Maybe it will bless the earth until we shout out loud. Shalom.
Shalom, I am Rabbi Shaul Praver. You're watching Rabbi Rock. Welcome. We are going further with our curriculum. This is for our Nezvesky Hebrew School here in Newtown, Connecticut, Congregation Adath Israel. And I think many people out there know us from different things we do in this town. The recent Tom Chapin concert. Shalom, everybody. How you doing? If you want to learn Hebrew, here's your chance. This is part of our curriculum, as I've mentioned, and we're in the Berman House series, and we're coming to a new chapter, and this is for our 6th grade class. So they can access this off of our website, www.cong, C-O-N-G, Adath, A-D-A-T-H, Israel, like the country, .org, and it'll be loaded up there on the website, and you can refer to it any time. That's important. Sometimes we have snow days in the school, so particularly this last winter, and you can get these lessons from the website, and even if you haven't missed any classes, you can review these lessons, and language is something that you have to review often to really master. So there we have it. Let's jump right into our next chapter, and this is called Ish Ashir Ve'ish Ani. Ish is a man, Ashir is rich, Ve'ish, and man, Ani, poor. So it's the rich man and the poor man. So look at the picture. So this is, yes, this is the rich man. You can tell by his nice coat and little tie there. And they look like they don't have too many worries, so I guess they're rich. So here we go. Yaakov, Jacob, Haya was, Ish, man, Ashir, rich. So Jacob was a rich man. Next. Ha'isha shelo, okay, the woman shelo of his, so in other words, his wife, Yalda gave birth, Yalda ben, gave birth to a son. Yaakov haya sameach me'od. Jacob was very happy. Okay, haya was, sameach, happy, me'od, very much. Next. Hu halach, he went. Who is he? Halach, went. Levet shel harav, to the house of the rabbi. Ve'amar, and said, Ani modeh ladonai. Ani, I, modeh, thankful, ladonai. I am thankful to God. Next. Ki natan li ben, because natan li, he gave li, me, a ben, a son. Ani, I, rotze, want, la'asot chesed, to do kindness. Lanoflim, to the downtrodden, v'lacholim, and to the sick, the infirmed. Hine kesef, here is money. So that's a nice thing. He's been blessed with money, so he wants to share of his wealth in gratitude for his blessing of having a son. Very nice response to the blessings of life. Okay, page 50. All right, we all have to give what we have. Al yad habayit shel harav, al yad, near, habayit, the house, shel harav, of the rabbi, yashav, lived, Tzvi. Okay, lived Tzvi, that's a name. Okay, so Tzvi lived near the rabbi's house. Next. Tzvi haya, Tzvi, let's come in real close with this so that way the students can really see where we are. Tzvi haya was, Ish, man, Tov, good. So Tzvi was a good man. Even a little closer. Aval, but, who, he, haya was, chole, sick, velo, and not, yachol, able, la'avod, to work. Okay? So he was a good man, but he was sick and not able to work. Okay? Next. Tzvi haya ish ani. Tzvi haya was an ish, man, ani, poor. So Tzvi was a poor man. Hayaladim shelo amru. Hayaladim shelo, his children, amru, said, Abba, Dad, lama ein ochel babayit. Lama, why, ein, there is none, ochel, food, babayit. Okay? So they would say, Dad, why isn't there any food in the house? Anachnu rotzim ochel. Anachnu, we, rotzim, want, ochel, food. Next. Tzvi lo ana. Tzvi didn't answer. Lo, didn't. Ana, answer. Hu chashav. He thought. Chashav, thought. Ani mitpalel. Ani I. Mitpalel, pray. Bechol yom, and every day. Shadonai, that God. Next. Mechalkel chayim, sustains. Mechalkel, sustains. Chayim, life. Bechesed, with kindness. Okay, it's in the prayer book. He says it every day. Ani, I, mitpalel shadonai somech noflim. I pray that God, somech, supports noflim, those that fall. It sounds like fall. Nofel, noflim. Okay, there's a little common root in our English word to fall. Noflim, the downtrodden, those that have fallen. All right, next. Verofe cholim, and heals cholim, sick people. Lama, why? Adonai, God, lo ozer li, doesn't help me. Good question. Ani, I, holech lerav lishol oto. Ani, I, holech, go, lerav, to the rabbi, lishol, to ask oto, him. To ask of him this question. Okay, now look at the picture over here. Okay, this is the rabbi, and this is Tzvi. Okay, now we come to the words. Tzvi ba, Tzvi came, labayit shel harav, to the house of the rabbi. Ve'amar, and said el harav, and said to the rabbi. Next. Ani holech, I go, v'lo yachol, so I didn't see it clearly. Ani chole, I am sick. V'lo yachol la'avod, and unable. V'lo yachol, and no able la'avod. Okay, I am sick and unable to work. Next, hayeladim shali, my children, rotzim ochel, they want food. Let's see, let me look a little closer. Oh, ve'ein ochel babayit, and there is none. Ve'ein, there ain't. Okay, ve'ein ochel, there is no food babayit, in the house. Next, ata yodea, you know, ha'elohim yachol lehoshia anashim. You, ata, you, yodea, know, Elohim, that God, yachol, is able, lehoshia, to save, anashim, people. Next. Lama ha'elohim lo moshia et amishpacha shali. Lama, why Elohim, God, lo moshia, doesn't save my family. Et amishpacha, mishpacha, family. Shali, mine. Harav, some et hakesev, the rabbi placed, et hakesev, the money, sheyakov natan lo, that Jacob, that rich man that came earlier, gave him, biyadayim shel Tzvi, into the hands of Tzvi. Ve'amar, and said, Adonai Moshia, God saves et hamishpacha shelcha. God saves your family. Adonai Shomea, God hears, latfilah shelcha, He hears your prayers. Kamo shekatuv b'Torah, as it is written, kamo, as shekatuv, that it is written Siddur, I couldn't see, as it is written in the Siddur, Adonai mechalkel chaim bechesed, God sustains life with kindness. Adonai somech noflim, God supports the downtrodden, the fallen. Virofeh cholim, and heals the sick. And that's that story over there. Lovely little story, very common story, in which the rabbi plays the role of the social worker. Very common in the shtetl, in the little communities that Jews live in throughout the world, particularly in the previous generations. Okay, today we're a little bit more institutionalized. Now let's take a look at this. 58 is interesting because it's the Hebrew months. The Hebrew months are actually names that the Jews received from being in Babylonia when the first temple was destroyed and they were hauled down to Babylonia, modern-day Iraq and Iran. They came back with certain cultural embellishments, and one of them is reflected in the names that we use for the months of the year. They're actually not Hebrew names, they're ancient Babylonian names. And let's have a look at them. Okay, now here are the names of the Hebrew months and the equivalent months in the civil calendar. Okay, so here we have, I'll just read them out for you. Tishrei, and you can see that the months that they correspond with generally. Cheshvan, Kislev, Tevet, Shvat, Adar, Nisan, Iyar. There we are. Sivan, Tammuz, Av, Elul, and those are the months. Now, it's important to note that the Jewish people, along with the Chinese and the Tibetans, have the most accurate calendars ever created by any civilization. I say that not because I'm Jewish and egocentric, although those two things might be true also, but I say it because it is essentially a lunar solar calendar. The Gregorian calendar, January, February, March, April, okay, is a strictly solar calendar, and it is very good for keeping holidays in their right seasons, like Christmas in the winter and Easter in the spring. Now, that's fine and dandy, but there is no correlation to the lunar cycle, so the new months, January, February, March, April, can begin in any phase of the moon. With the Islamic calendar, which is purely a lunar calendar, there's no correlation with the solar cycle, so holidays like Ramadan will continue to go from one season to the next over a period of time. It's very accurate, though. In the onset of each moon, each month will be the new moon, the beginning of the lunar cycle. So in that sense, it's accurate, but not in the sense of keeping things in the same seasons. The Jewish and the Tibetan and Chinese managed to balance both calendars. They make corrections in both of those cycles, and this enables us to have accurate months beginning with the new moon, and it enables us to keep our holidays in these seasons. For example, Pesach is called for a spring holiday, and Hanukkah is always in the winter time. And so that is one of the objective reasons why it's most accurate, because it is more complicated and does balance both celestial bodies of the sun and the moon.